And then the other challenge is I got all these aphids, just clouds and clouds of aphids out here, so I'll have an insect paint job done. Hey guys, Rocky with Wild Edge Outdoors here. Well, it's real close to duck season. I got a couple of sit-on-top kayaks, but they're kind of heavy. I don't know, the lake that I usually duck hunt out of, they changed the water level, so there's not a lot of brush or grass or anything to hide you. You're pretty much trying to lay in the mud or try to act like you're a log or something like that. This year I kind of got an idea. I bought this little 10-foot sit-in kayak because it's lower in the water, so I'm not sticking out so much. And this one has a pretty good sized cockpit. I sat in it and I can get in and out pretty easily. Can't haul too many decoys, but I thought I'd try to be a lot more mobile this year. Just try to go with a handful of decoys and a small kayak. And you know how sometimes you set up, if you're just another 100, 200 yards away, that's where all the ducks want to be. This way I figure I can pack up real quick, jump over there and maybe throw out a few decoys and they'll come on back. So it's an experiment. We're going to see how it works. I'm going to try to get this thing so it maybe looks like a log, put some branches on it. And what I'm doing today is sanding it down and painting it. It didn't come in a camo model. I am going to sand her down a little bit just to rough it up, and I've got some paint that's supposed to work on plastic. I'm not too worried about if it scratches off here and there. It's a duck boat. So what I got here is Old Town Vapor 10. It looked like it was decent. Wasn't that much money. Small, I can throw it in the back of my truck. It only weighs less than 50 pounds. So it's really easy to throw it in the water and drag around on the mud, because that's what I end up having to do a lot. They lower the water level quite a bit in the falls. So what looked like it would be a good place to hunt, all of a sudden is nothing but a mud flat. Okay, but this is step one of trying a new experiment this year. Hopefully it'll work. Trying to figure out how I can grass this thing up, make it disappear, maybe have some doors on it without adding too much weight. So if anybody out there's got any ideas on how to do that without adding too much weight to it, because I'd like to keep it as light as possible. If you got any ideas, write them in the description and maybe we'll try using them. Check back with you as I go through each step. Okay, I got her sanded down real lightly. I didn't want to sand too hard. I used 220 grit sandpaper and my little mouse type sander. So now I'm going to wipe her down with first a clean towel, then some acetone to get all the dust and everything off. And then we'll start with our first coat of paint. Well, I'm sure you can hear the chainsaws now, but we'll power through. Anyways, I'm just going to paint it with Rust-Oleum camouflage like everybody else uses. And I got a few different colors. So we're going to start with a lighter color, and then I got some cattail leaves to make some kind of a little pattern on it, so I try to blend in a little bit better. See how it works. Well, I got done painting it. I think I could have done a better job, but I felt rushed. Today is my last day really for painting because it's supposed to start raining tomorrow and I don't have a garage. I got a dark color because I know it's going to get scratched off and I don't want orange or red shining through, but I ended up painting the inside a little bit just because it really stood out after I got done painting the outside. I actually didn't sand the inside of this little pit here just because, well, two reasons. One, I was lazy, and the other is I wanted to see how it held up not being sanded and just painted, just use the acetone and paint. So I'm just kind of curious to see how that turns out. There's the inside. It's a lot darker now. I don't know, you can't really see the original color too much, a little bit up there, but that's the other scary thing. I've never had this in the water. So I'm kind of leap of faith here that it's going to work. So. Okay, now that I've got this thing painted, and I don't know how well this paint's going to hold up. I've already scratched it off a little bit here and there, but well, we'll see how it goes. But the next step, I need to make a place to carry decoys. So my plan is to build a little rack that in the back and on the front that is a combination of blind and then opens up to be a rack. So I've got it all in my mind. Dangerous place for it. But we're going to just kind of put it together, see how it goes, see if it works the way I can see it in my mind. So I'll just going to use PVC, half-inch PVC, and a bunch of little fittings, and Then I've got some blind material coming from Amazon that I'm going to drape on there, and hopefully that'll help hold stuff in, but it's hard to explain, but I'll kind of show it to you as we go. So here we go. So you can see here, I've got this kind of a little fitting here, and so hopefully when it's this way, this is my hinge, and when it's this way, it'll be laying kind of across here, and then when I open it up, this part right here will stop it from going any farther. So the rack will be coming out this way. All right, let's go 20. Helps I've got one of these little cutters here that makes things a lot easier than a hacksaw. So I'm sure I'm going to have to refine this as I go. I might have to go get my heat gun and bend some of these things to the point where I want them. Either that, or I can come across like this with it, put a T here. If I do that, it's going to open up. I do have a bunch of T's like this, and what my plan is I'm going to put them in places, so eventually this is going to sit like this at an angle, and the other one's going to sit like that too, and I'm going to have some T's in here, different angles, so I can put, with some pieces sticking out, so I can put some brush, just put some like bush stems in there and up at the top. Of course I'm dry fitting everything, so until I get it all figured out. See, and then if I have netting all in here and across here, have another one over there, I should be able to fit quite a few decoys in there. I'm using these 2-hole straps to hold it down. I kind of want these to be offset a little bit. Kind of nice, there's just enough tension on here just so it holds real nice. And I might put a T in here and here, so it put something across here so it's a little stronger. Figure out how these are gonna sit together. Okay, well, I turned the camera off and I went and got another couple parts for it and worked on it a little bit, and so you can see that I got most of it done. I still got more to do, but the general gist of it is it's folded down now. It opens up like this, so I can put decoys in here. But this will have netting and stuff on it. There will be stuff. It actually turned out way bigger, but I guess I could put it down like that. But I don't want it to hold too many decoys back here. I'm just gonna do one on the front too. Once the decoys are set out, then this comes back and sets like that. It'll be like a blind, but I'll get there eventually. But I'm gonna put some more cross members in here, and I did use my heat gun here, and because it was really straining, it didn't want to go where I wanted it to, so I just heated up, and then it just I just folded it down and then pushed everything down when it was warm, one piece at a time, and now it lays nice and flat. So I'm just gonna make some cuts in here and put some T's in, get everything to fit right. So I just cut a couple of T's in, one here, and this thing is all kind of fighting itself now, so I just take my heat gun, just slowly heat this up, and then it'll end up bending just nice right where it's supposed to. Then I can set it in there and make sure it's laying where I want it to. I want it to lay down as flat as I can. So then this will lay down over the top of it. I'll put another one over on this one. There, that fits better. I'm gonna mark a little mark there and a mark there, so when I pull it off, I'll have those right where they are supposed to be. Lay it in there, get everything sitting the way I want it, and then we'll mark it. Show you what I'm doing here. Here's my blind that's set up as a blind now, and what I'm doing is I'm putting little things in here put extra T's in so I can put branches and stuff in here, and it still lays down real nice enough. What I'm doing is I'm cutting like little 3-inch pieces, heat up the end of it with my heat gun, And then I'm using my little funnel and just push it in, and that bells out the end. You can see what it looks like. Kind of bells it out a little bit, makes it just a little easier to put branches and stuff in there in the dark. There, I've got this all these little tubes put on here, and I see how they kind of interlock and they'll hold this thing together. Folds down pretty good still. It's not perfect, but hey, it's a duck boat, and I'm going to start working on one for the front too. Okay, here's the blind. I got the netting on it, or the camel blind material. I got it from Hunter Specialties. Got it on another duck boat of mine. Anyways, this is what it looks like in the folded down position. Then I can open this up, and I put them together like this, and now it's in the blind position, so I'll be sitting in here. Then I got these little tubes right here that I can put bushes in, so they'll kind of give it more brush. One here too, and another one here, all the way down. And then I can open it up, and I can, there's 6 decoys there, and that's a dozen decoys right there. I can pull this in and put a little strap across there to hold them in while I'm paddling. Get out to where I'm going to set up. Just pull these guys out. That's probably pretty loud. And I'm ready to go. And then this part here is just kind of loose, so I can either just tuck it in here, or I'm going to put something so I can hook it on here, so I can have a little concealment here, but then I can still paddle and unhook it so I can put the paddle out. So that's what I got for the back of it. So now I'm going to do the same over here for the front. And I don't think that'll be able to hold as many decoys, but I'm not too worried about it. I can throw some inside too, but if I got 18 decoys, that's all I really want to carry. I don't want to get this thing too overloaded. So when I get that done, I'll show you that part. Hey guys, okay, we're back. It's taken a while. It's actually almost a year later. And I got this thing together. I did finally get one on the front here. This little guy here. And we've got our one on the back. All right, so I'm going to throw some decoys in. We'll see how it works. And we're actually going to take it out on the water today. Front one, I'm going to put my feeders, because they're smaller. Actually, hook that right on the handle. Same thing there. Hook those on the handle. There we go. I'm just going to get a bungee and bungee these things in and see how it goes. Looks like I could actually put some more in the back, but we're going to leave it at that. I got a dozen in the back and 6 feeders up front. We're going to take it out in the water and just see how it works. I have to be honest, I don't even notice that they're there. Pretty light. They don't look like they're going to fall out. I can hear a sinker rocking back and forth, but other than that, I know it's not much of a test, but we'll be able to test it later on in the season. It's kind of neat. It's got a little indent to put the paddle. Well, so far it seems to work the way I intended it to. It hasn't really been put through the test, but I'm gonna take the decoys out now, and I'm gonna put some brush in those little tubes and see how that looks. And then I'll go and hide over there in some weeds and see how that works. Oh, I also put a couple of cleats on here where I can take my blind material and hook on. So this is what it looks like. And I know I still got the old seat in there. I'm gonna actually put one in that I can scooch down so I'm hidden much better. Well, let's go put some sticks and brush in those holes. See what it ends up looking like. I'm kind of curious myself. Well, that's just partially. As you can see, I still got some more spaces where I can put quite a bit of. I got one here, one here, one here. They're kind of hidden. I got 3 of them in the back there, so you can see. And then I got 2 of them over on the other side over there. So as you can see, I've got a lot of places to put more brush. Okay, I'm just going to take it out the way it is and just go right over to those weeds over there and see what it looks like. We're going to see this together. I didn't bring a gun today, but I can pretend this is my gun. And this is actually one of the places I'll be hunting right here. There's a lot of ducks and geese that sit right in here. Kind of wonder if I could sit right out in the open with this. Look like just a log with some branches, some leaves. I am gonna try it. All right, that's it for today. Finally got this thing done. Let me know if you got any questions or if you got any ideas. Put them in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you found anything useful in this video, feel free to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when we put out more content. Thanks again for watching. See you.